guys, welcome back to my channel and to another day of Vlogmas. I am Rachel Bastarash-Bogan and it's great to have you guys around here today. Today is Monday, it is day 10 of Vlogmas, and already today has started out as kind of a topsy-turvy morning. I took my dog for a walk today, and somehow on the walk he cut the top part of his claw. Just had this tiny little cut on it, and he created all of these bloody paw prints all over my floor that I'm cleaning up right now. So I have that mess to clean up, which also means that I had to pull like all of the health stuff out of there so I could clean him up once we got home. And then the other thing that happened this morning is that I ended up spending, oh good grief, probably a good 20 minutes talking with a guy on the street here in the neighborhood. He was looking for some help trying to get into a hostel that's further down Colfax. It's really hard to tell the difference between who you should be helping and who you should not be helping. And so in listening to this guy and talking with him, I really got that feeling that was like, this is somebody that needed help. So that meant running home and grabbing a couple of things and then running back out. And so yeah, now I'm just trying to get my day in order because I actually do have some work I need to get done today. Okay, so the good news is that my house is now cleaned up and I'm cleaned up. The bad news is that now it's after lunch. And other fun story is that my next door neighbor is having a repair done, which is totally fine, except that the access point for his water valves are in my apartment. There is the access panel. And there are Chad's water pipes. Gotta love old building design. Ever since we moved in, Chad has been complaining about his low water pressure in his tub. And so the fact that our new management company, new of this summer, is finally taking care of it, I'm really happy for Chad. So I don't mind having to go through the fact that my dining room is kind of tore apart. Again, I believe that helping a neighbor is just as important as helping a guy on a street. Now, believe me, and where I live here in Denver, there's a lot of homeless people. Matter of fact, I live off of what is considered one of the most dangerous streets here in the city. And so when I met the guy today, his name is Thomas. Thomas started telling me what happened to him, and he is actually stuck here from Ireland. And so, you know, I don't necessarily help every single homeless person that I meet. The beauty of walking my neighborhood every day means that I know who's the regular neighborhood guys. So when I met Thomas and I started listening to his story, something inside me said, I need to do something about this. You know, there are days where I might walk past a homeless person, they tell me what's going on, and I literally cannot help them that day. But I will sometimes pray with them and be like, hey, you know, like, I want to pray with you that your needs will be met. And so I had the gut reaction to do that with Thomas today. But in that same moment, I also felt God telling me, today you're going to be the answer to your own prayer. You're going to be my hands and feet. And part of that need, part of that desire and the willingness to follow that voice comes out of my belief that every single human being is valuable. This is why I have this channel, because I want you to know that you're valuable and that you have the ability to go after the things that you want to do with your life. But that also extends to the people that are around me. It extends to Chad and my next door neighbor who has been dealing with this water problem for quite a while. And, you know, I'm inconvenienced. My dining room is tore apart again. But you know what? Why should helping Chad be more important to me than helping somebody on the street? I believe very strongly that when God created the earth, he created male and female, and he created us all equal. No one person is any better than another. And I believe also that when Christ came to this earth, he came because God loved the whole world. No one country, no one person, nobody was more important when God sent Christ to earth. And as this is distinctly a part of the Christmas season for someone who is a follower of the Christian faith, like, this is the season that expresses that love of God, that whole encompassing love of God. And so for me to draw a distinction between helping Chad or helping Thomas, to help a guy who is my neighbor and clearly works really hard for everything that he has, just like me, but not help Thomas, even though he has a need, is just not equal. It's not equal in God's sight. And so this feeling that every single person is valuable is very, very much at the heart of what I do. You know, I was talking with Thomas, and I was the second person that actually talked to him today. And I made mention of the fact how, yeah, a lot of people just don't care. They don't care here in Denver, partly because we see a lot of homeless people, but Also because it takes time to care about other people. You know, it's not easy to take time out of your day to help somebody that you don't know and that you might not trust. But I believe very strongly, and as I told him, you know, it's like, just because you're homeless doesn't mean that you're worth less. And because of that, every single person is someone who you should be looking out for. You know, your neighbor doesn't necessarily apply to the person who's literally right next to your door to you. Sometimes your neighbor is the person who is out on the street that you just met this morning that is in need of a hot cup of coffee, some money to get down to a hostel so that they can have access to an international telephone, i.e. Thomas this morning. You know, this is the world that we live in. And some people complain all the time that the world that we live in is harsh and it's, you know, people don't look out for each other, you know, people that don't have friends that are close by. Well, the way that you rebuild that world is by being that person that you wish you saw in your community. Ooh, yay! I got an email back from one of my leads. Looks like they might actually have a script, and now I can actually prepare a budget for them to say, hey, this is what we can do for you. Oh, it'd be nice to lock in some more work before the end of the year. Hey, look at that. I got one thing done today. Whoa, whoa.